Toy. How you doing today?
Good, and you?
I'm doing great. We just want to welcome you to our show, Speak Up, Baby. This is for a show and a platform for women to be heard. I just feel like um, there's not a lot of places and spaces for women to be heard. So I wanted to create something for them. So welcome. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
I want to start off by asking you, where do you get the name from, Boi Toy? Where does that come from?
Um, I'm so glad you asked that. Actually, um, growing up, I was a tomboy. I have five brothers, only girl, and my brothers used to call me. Actually, it used to be Toy Boy, and then they used to give me little boy nicknames and stuff. So when I got older, the other way didn't sound better, so I switched it around. But yeah, it was a nickname growing up.
Mm. Okay, so you was a tomboy. You play sports, anything like that?
Yeah, I played basketball, volleyball, cheerleaded, ran track, things like that.
Mm.
Mhm.
You scraping them knees up all the time,
Yeah.
huh? That's what's up. So you're from East Cleveland?
Yeah.
So how
Mhm.
was it? How was it growing up in East Cleveland?
Well, I ended up actually in East Cleveland. When I was about 8 years old. I actually grew up on 110th and St. Clair, and my aunt wound up adopting me and my brothers, and then we moved to East Cleveland. Yeah, so yeah, the circumstances put us there, but that's my city.
So that's when the streets wasn't even they had as many craters back then.
Nah, not at all. It still kind of looked. It wasn't as suburban, but it was nice. It was still nice. So yeah, to see it like it is now is unfortunate.
I actually grew up in St. Clair too, and I live in East Cleveland. Was it like rough, like for you back then?
Nah, not really. Like rough as far as like growing up,
Growing up
like
in that
in
area?
East Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I mean most of the trauma was going on inside the household instead of outside of it.
Do you feel like growing up in the areas where you grew up, do you feel like it molded you to be the person that you are today?
Yeah, absolutely. Cause one thing for sure, EC was tough, and it had tough people in it. So, it definitely helped raise me and mold me. I still think I have other mannerisms of the other places I grew up, but yeah, it definitely did.
Mm. So I was doing some research about you, and I was just trying to figure out a word that like best describe you, and I couldn't come up with one word. I actually came up with two.
All right.
You wanna know what it is?
Yeah.
Triple threat. And it's probably actually more than that, but I noticed that you have a lot of talent.
Thank you.
You do music, you act, you host. Then you also have a designer like type of business as well.
Yes, I do. It's called Beyond the Toy Box. And what I do is event decorating. Whatever you need from balloon structures, paper flower walls, small flower walls, all type of fixtures. Candy tables, anything you can think of pertaining to um, creating something for events. Like, that's what I do.
Mm. So you're pretty much all around creative,
Yeah.
all around.
Yeah, and you know what? Being a creative and other people that's creative also will understand that having a creative mind, your mind never stops going. And some people know how to channel that into other things, and some people just go crazy.
Mm. Where do you think you get that from? Like your creative side.
Mm, I don't know. I don't know anybody else in my family as creative. I have an uncle that sings and play the guitar, and my grandfather act in a few plays and movies. But that's the only two people in my family that I know that even comes close to doing the things that I do now. So I don't know. I think it was more so a way to stay busy to keep my mind off of things that was happening in my life growing up.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm self-taught. It just came naturally.
That's what's up. As far as acting and doing music, hosting, what is your like favorite out of all those things? And designing as well.
I don't have a favorite. All of them are special to me because they're all in their own lane. And when I'm doing each one, it's a different feeling
Mm-hmm.
than the next. And all of it makes me happy. But yeah, I don't really have a favorite. They are my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good. That's what's up. That's what creatives say. Have you ever seen like colors and stuff like that? You ever seen that before? Some people that's creative, like they can like look and see colors. It's almost like seeing music in the sky.
Oh.
You ever heard of that before?
Mm-hmm. I have. You know what's crazy? I don't know if it will be the same thing as colors, but I put things together like that. I can see it like that. And then I can go find it and put it together.
Mm.
Yeah, kind of similar. Mine's is more like seeing objects.
Objects.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or shapes.
How old were you when you first like started doing music?
Um, hmm. It's about, I want to say like 1920. But I was in a group, an all-female group, and
It's called the Showstoppers.
mm-hmm.
Showstoppers.
Showstoppers.
Showstoppers with
You
the
gotta
D.
make sure you get that AZ at the
I've seen
end.
that. Yeah. It's DLC
mm-hmm.
Showstoppers. Okay. So you just jumped like 19. You just start rapping like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was inspired by growing up around music. One of my oldest cousins used to play so much music. And then growing up in a household with older people, we heard so many different music where the music arrangements were more intricate, where they wasn't just using something like Fruity Loops to make a beat and stuff. Um, so that inspired me to do music. Now to start creating it myself and to get serious about it, it was just something me and my friends did. It's just something that literally like just happened.
That was a pretty big era, like in our city,
Yeah.
Cleveland. Because I was around the time of when Ray Jr. He was Young Ray, and
Mhm.
you had Fat Al, Corey Babes,
Mhm.
MGK
Royalty
was
Camp and
Royalty Camp,
yeah.
Moonshine.
Mhm. It was a great time in Cleveland music, I tell you that.
Yeah, it was cap rap. Um, when you all were in that group, you guys were kind of like y'all was street. Y'all was like that's the kind of sound you guys had.
Mhm.
Do you think that sound was it was based on who you guys were like growing up?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we rapped a lot about fighting and being in the streets, and that's what we was doing at that age. So yeah, absolutely. And it was us, authentically us.
And you guys had a CD with DJ Chicago.
Mhm. On one of our mixtapes, it was it Fuck the Glamour or Can't Be the No, Fuck the Glamour was with DJ Chicago. It's Serious was with DJ Fatty Banks. But yeah.
I noticed that once you guys start working with Fatty Banks, you kind of switch it up a little bit.
Mhm.
Start being more of a sexy, type of
Yeah.
feel and vibe.
Mhm.
Like what made you guys go into that transition from being almost like and to be honest, when I remember when women were doing hip hop,
Mhm.
like Aaliyah and they were wearing like baggy jeans
Mhm.
and you could see like boxers and stuff like
Right.
that. and it
It was a
started getting
tomboy girly look.
yeah.
Um, we transitioned because when we got with Fatty, he had us go through artist development, and we were looking at what the industry will want to see because Fatty is more he give you that industry sound. So yeah, it was Fatty because I'm like, wasn't none of us wearing makeup and like wearing heels and stuff like that. But yeah, Fatty made us tap into being female artists and not just artists. Yeah, he made us ladies.
That's what's up. Was he as far as like with the group and everything? Because I was in a group before, and you transitioned from being in a group to being independent.
Mhm.
Um, what made that change? Like as far as like you being in a group, and then like did it just stop like all of a sudden?
Mm, I don't. I don't really want to get into detail about it, but not everybody. We just gonna say kind of grew apart. Some people didn't want to um continue to pursue music, and some people get in it and don't realize um how much you have to work to get to where you want to be. So everybody just kind of grew apart, and it took me a while to actually fulfill my solo artist shoes. Like I didn't just stop with the group. It was like a few years. Like I continued on acting and modeling and hosting and everything, but music per se, I had to like find myself as an artist because I was so used to being in a group with three other women. We all had a role, so I was used to being carried by the group. So yeah, it was a transition. At one point, I didn't even know if I was gonna do music anymore. But then people kept hitting me up about collabs or let me give you a beat, and it's like it wouldn't let me go. So eventually, I came back to it,
Mm,
and I'm glad I did.
that's what's up. So that time, as far as after you guys broke up, with the group and everything, you said you went into acting, and also you did hosting as well.
Hmm.
You did a radio show too,
Yeah, I was a co-host
co-host.
with
Was
Young
you
Shine.
with Young Shine?
Hmm.
Is that
I
how
was
you?
his co-host.
Okay, so Young Shine, that's your husband.
Yes.
Is that where you guys like met, like around that time, or
No, we knew each other before that.
okay?
Um, we met at a show, I believe. I know it was something pertaining to music, but we met back in like 2006, 2005.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was just my homie. And then he hit me up and asked me to be his co-host on his radio show. And then I was still my homie for a little while. And then the rest is history.
Mm-hmm. Was the name of the show? What was the name of that radio show?
Black Kush.
Black Kush. Oh, Black Kush Radio. Okay.
Sorry.
That's what's up. So you've been doing music a long time. So 2000, the early 2000s, like 05, 06, and now it's
Yeah, I was like a baby.
yeah, it's
Ooh.
2020 now.
Yeah, it
So
is.
that's 15. That's 15 years. That's a long time, and that's consistency. Even despite going through different obstacles and
Hmm.
different things like that, you s- you stronger now. You're
Absolutely.
stronger. Like what helped you back then, as far as going through a lot of things, like you said you were trying to find yourself. What was like the hardest thing like back then that helped you become who you are today?
Hmm. Um, the hardest thing, um, a
Like
lot.
what did you go through an experience? You know, because you said you felt like giving up.
Yeah.
And
I mean, what brought. Can you ask the question again? Because I want to make sure I understand this
okay,
in its entirety before I answer it.
okay. So I started off managing artists,
Hmm.
and I actually I put like a lot of artists into a house, and I wanted to start my own like Motown, and pretty much everybody wasn't they wasn't on the same page. I lost a lot of money,
Hmm.
and um, going through that experience, it's by me taking all those losses, it helped me to become the person I am today
Hmm.
because I learned a lot. I learned the different things that we went through, and now I know I'm more well rounded. You know what I'm saying? So I was pretty much asking you. Maybe I should re-ask the question. What what has what was it that you went through back then? Like was like a switch. Like all right, well it made you kind of like recharge your battery pretty much. Was it Young Shine? Was he the person because he asked you to be the host? Because you may have been working with these people. Because sometimes it be your crowd, the people you around that can kind of bring you down,
Hmm.
and the people people can put positivity around you. Just
Hmm.
their aura, their energy, and it can change you.
Hmm.
Do you think that may have been something that could have helped you?
Well, before me and Sean got together, I was already working, like as far as like acting and still hosting and modeling and whatnot. Um, I don't, cause it's not just one thing that it's a lot of things that flick my switch to make me get back on task. Um, I know one thing I always, and this gonna sound so bad, but I don't want to be like certain people in my family, and just thinking about where I could have been in life and where I'm trying to go gives me motivation all the time to make sure I keep going. And I know that sounds vague,
No,
but
there's nothing
but
wrong with it.
I mean, it's just so much. Um, I mean, because it started in the beginning of my life. Well, when I was young, um, I had lost both my parents at the same time. My mom killed my dad, and when I when my unadopted me, um, that right there flicked my switch to tell me that I didn't want to end up not being shit, if that makes sense. So I just dove into so many different things. And growing up, at one point, I became homeless. The people that I thought had my back didn't. That flicked my switch because I'm like, I'm out here struggling. I don't have shit. And then another time that flicked my switch is getting out of a abusive relationship. It was like I can't go back there. And then another time is um when I had my kids. Like it's like different sections of my life that makes me keep going. It just keep recharging me, keep telling me I got to keep going. Shit gets hard, but I mean, you got to be your own motivation um at times. And thank God I do have Shine now because he helps. Like I don't just have to push myself by myself like I was so used to doing for so long. So yeah.
That's what's up. I'm over here crying and stuff.
Don't cry.
No, I'm fine.
I ain't want to make nobody sad.
No, that's good. Like everybody that's successful, they went through something in their life. You know, is knowing. You know, you gotta grow through things,
Mhm.
and that's pretty good. Like that's the type of stuff that make is gonna make me want to go and listen to all your music. You know, knowing your story because I was homeless before, and um, my dad passed away, and both my parents was on drugs and different things like that. I haven't seen my mother since I was 40. So that's the type of stuff because somebody's going through what you've been through. So you can express that through your music, through acting, and different things like that. So that's what's up. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, okay, so you started doing music 2005, 2006. And I noticed once you start becoming this independent artist, you started like getting a lot of traction. You started winning awards. I see you won the Ohio Entertainment Awards.
Shout out to Ohio Kings.
Yeah, and even Ohio Hip Hop Awards as well. You were hosting that too.
Yeah, I hosted that. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Derek McKenzie, D. Loran, Quincy, and Garbs.
Mhm. Yeah. So, and with your awards, you won an award for act like a collab, like for acting and also for music as well.
Yeah, I won Best Supporting Actress in HWIC Filmworks Single and Ready. We also won for Best Web Series. And then myself and Young Shine won Best Single for I Need a Freak.
Best record and best collab.
Oh, yeah.
I Need
Thank
a
you.
Freak. Yeah. Then you got a legendary artist award in
Oh,
2017.
yeah. Shout out to Ohio Kings. Yes.
Hmm. And that same year in 2017, when you won that award, is when Young Sean popped the question. Yeah. So how did that? How did you feel when he popped the question?
um, I felt blessed and surprised. I was surprised because I never thought somebody like me would be worthy enough for somebody to ask to marry me. Crazy, right? But I swear for years I felt like that. I always say I'm rough around the edges. When growing up, I always seen the um, pretty girls getting proposed to and the girls that go to college and, the upper echelon type of girls. And I don't know why at first for a long time I didn't even look at myself like that when I should have been the whole time. But yeah, when he popped the question, I was surprised, but I was happy. Um, I was in happy shock. um, but yeah, so many emotions. But yeah, one of the best days of my life and how it happened. I'm not gonna get into the whole story. It's online.
That's what's up. It's a beautiful thing to see because I see you guys all the time and you guys are together. It's like you guys are one, you know, and it's beautiful. You travel,
Thank you.
you do all these different things, and I never from like talk to you guys. I used to just see you all,
Hmm.
and just your presence and your aura is beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, we're definitely a team. When he's working, I'm his personal assistant, and vice versa on everything: photo shoots, video shoots, studio, whatever. I mean, we're the team. Um, it's already hard enough to develop a team being an artist because you got to find somebody that believes in you almost, if not more, than you believe in yourself, and that's hard to come across. So us having each other is a big plus because it's hard out here for independent artists, like very.
Yeah, I seen that you during the quarantine. I was watching you guys live, and you was battling Jesse
Jesse Jets.
Jesse
Shout out
Jets,
Jesse Jets.
and then I noticed he may be holding the camera, or if you doing something, or he doing something, you holding the camera.
Hmm.
It's like you guys definitely like y'all like Shaq and Kobe. I just don't know who Shaq and who Kobe.
I think I'm Shaq. I got the Shaq attack. Like
Hmm.
breaking backboard and hanging off of them.
That's what's up. So you guys edit all your videos and everything too?
Well, he's the editor. He's the Eddie King. I might throw in the little stuff here and there or whatever, but he's the Eddie King. I'm good at filming, getting the angles, taking the pictures, but editing, yeah, that's all I am.
That's what's up. Do you feel like by you guys being a team, do you think it's easier for you now than it was back then?
Yeah, because back then, how can I explain this to make it sound right? When I was in the group, it was kind of hard getting people on the same page. And even if you disagree with someone, you can always come to a compromise. It's hard doing that with four women.
I know.
And now that we've, especially me and Young, we've grown throughout the entertainment. And so we know more than we knew back then. So it's easier to maneuver through because we know where we're going now. So yeah, on that aspect, it's way easier.
Yeah, I remember the first time I seen both of you guys was it was 2016. You probably don't remember this, but you all had an interview at Blazing Flame Radio.
Hi, Squeeze. Shout out,
Yeah.
Squeeze.
And Dub, I believe he interviewed you guys. Dub, the host.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that was the very first time I seen both of you guys together, and I was like, who do they think they is walking in here like that? Like y'all, just the confidence in y'all swagger together. You know, I thought that was pretty dope. You know, and
Thank you.
I think I said what's up to y'all, but you all was like, going for the interview. That was the first time. That was back in 2016. But yeah, a lot has happened for you in those like 3 years, like 2015, 16, 17. It's like you was on fire. You even was like top 100 in was it like hip hop music?
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah. I'm like, oh shit, I made a list, y'all. Finally, I made a list. Like, my name, me.
How did that make you feel? Like start like being in the group, and even when you was in the group, you guys did a lot, and you guys worked with Ray Jr.
Mhm.
You worked with Crazy T,
Mhm.
and a couple other artists as well.
Yeah, a lot. Pooh Gutter.
Yeah.
JP. Remember JP, the producer? Yeah. Yeah, we worked with quite a few people. Yeah.
How did that make you feel? Like going from where you first started, like being 19, to like now you getting awards, you getting proposed to, you eating steak and lobster. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, things change.
Yeah.
It made me feel great, and I don't want to take away from none of my moments because all of them are special moments, and they're all just as important as the next moment. But it's always like it's never enough. Like I'm not there yet. I got to keep going. I'm getting there, and that's why it makes me proud. But I will always feel like I got to do more. I still got somewhere I got to be. So yeah, but they all are great, awesome moments, memories, feelings that I'll never forget.
That's what's up. Do the group that you were in, do any of them do music now, or it's just you? You the last one
Yeah,
standing?
it's just me.
You made it. That's what's up.
And I wish they were, because I miss them.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna cap. Like, I miss them. And I miss those times, because it was great. And I'd be like, damn.
y'all performed at the Metropolis, like all those different.
Yeah, Beachland, in and out of town. Detroit, Indianapolis.
Baby Grand.
Yeah,
Baby
the
Grand.
baby grand. Oh man. Oh, I got a story about the baby grand about that promoter. If I seen him, he still never mind. That's a whole nother story. But oh my goodness, yeah. I mean, yeah, I miss my girls.
You ever think about doing like a some type of reunion or something like that maybe in the future?
Yeah, but I would, but I just don't think, and I can't speak for them, but you know, sometimes people's heart is just not there. So, I mean, I would, but
Or maybe we can just get the life and after. Maybe I'll shoot a documentary for that one day. Maybe. That's what's up. I wanted to ask you about the things that you've acted on. Like you did several like movies and you did some web series, Showstoppers, Click. You also did was it Common Creed? That movie, and then Sing. What's it?
Single and Ready.
Single and Ready.
And
I noticed you play like different like characters. You was like a psychopath in one.
That was the play. What was the name? What was the name of that play? Yes, In My Mind. Thank you. Yeah, I played a psycho in that one. And it was my first stage play. And I loved it. Like, just the live element of it where you can just do what you want to do. Like, live in action right there. And ain't no take backs. Ain't no cuts. It's just pure acting. Like, I loved it. My first actual movie though on set was I was an extra in Alex Cross when they filmed here. And from there I caught the acting bug like really bad. And then I had another small part in Swing Low. That's a indie film from HWIC also. And then from there I did a Giant Eagle commercial. I was an extra in the Michelet story. And then here we did Small World, Click, Single and Ready, Common Creed, The Connected. I don't know if I named all of them, but that was a lot.
With Andrew Lloyd too. Was that little show y'all was doing?
What was the reality show called? Real Life and Entertainment.
Yeah. You work with Johnny Filmworks. You work with him.
Yeah, that's HWIC
okay,
Filmworks.
Okay. Yeah, he's I just seen the high school too. It was pretty good. I like how the first one it transitioned and you could just see the it just upped the quality in the cameras, the angles, like everything just was better. And that's kind of how I look at like your story, like going from just being raw to now it's just like you just like
tailored.
Yeah, tailored up, polished, elbows not ashy no more.
Right. Hey, it's growth. You gotta grow.
That's what's up. And speaking of like movies and different things like that, you guys had a song on a show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you talk about
that is when I tell you that's a big moment in mine and both of our music careers. And it was so big. I'm gonna tell y'all in a minute what show it is. But it was so big and people even made it bigger because we were getting phone calls from people like, I just heard y'all on TV. And we like to actually see the work that we put in actually manifest. Another great moment. But yeah, we had 2 songs on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, 2 separate episodes. One song was Drip Talk and the other song was Level Up. But when they played Drip Talk, when I tell you, like they played like at least like chopped up the song into like different like beginning scenes and the show and we actually heard our voice. I mean, I know it might sound like minute to some people or whatever, but that was a great moment to hear that and to see them because the Real Housewives of Atlanta have been around for years, for years. So to get on their platform, yeah, it was big, and those numbers went up. Like people was shazamming the song like crazy. So yeah, but that won't be the last. Definitely won't be the last.
Yeah, that's a blessing. Like just the growth, like starting from where you were at to you probably would have never thought that you would have had a song on TV. A lot of most people can't get their song on the radio. TV another
Mhm.
level. You
Yeah,
know.
it is because they actually still have to go through the picking process and to actually get two in one season. Yeah, definitely a blessing.
Yeah, speaking of two, I wanted to talk about his and hers.
Mhm.
So that's that's a project that you and Sean you guys have together.
Mhm.
And I also noticed that you have the merch as well.
Yes.
So did you
Mhm.
guys like make it into like a group, or you guys like are you still independent, or is it are you together as far as like with that?
Um, we say this one thing: we whatever the fans want us to be. But I mean, we're still solo artists. Like he still do his single work and collabs and vice versa. But we also come together and do dope music because I mean the chemistry is there. So you know why mess up a good thing when you got it. But the his and hers, that's his that's like his own brand. Like you got the hats and the shirts and the pins and the water bottles. That's his own entity. We will have more merch coming as far as our solo name because we don't have a group name. It's just Young Shine and Boy Toy.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, yeah.
Yeah, I seen you had like you had a channel. You had like your own little show. Like y'all did like a little documentary.
Oh
You went to
yeah.
Vegas.
Mhm.
You ever thought about doing like extending that? Cause I wanted to see more. Like I seen like the little 9 minutes. I'm like, okay, I need some more.
Yeah, that was actually a thing. Um, it's the Young Shine, the Boy Toy and Young Shine show. Um, and it was our reality show. Um, and we would go around and interview different people, like at different events. Um, like my friend had a T-shirt launch, and we got footage of that and interviewed her, and so it was still we still had segments where we looked out for the people, so they can get some shine, get some customers or whatnot. Um, but yeah, that's not something that's dead though. It just got put on hold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you guys maybe should like really do that. I think that'll be really dope. Cause y'all are chemistry, and then also you all are a couple, and it's inspiring to other couples.
Hmm.
So by them seeing you, cause some people may feel like they can't. I got my own hype music. But they may feel like it's not cool to do something with your girl or
Hmm.
do something with your man or whoever you with. But you all make it seem cool, like y'all just got a vibe, like y'all kick it together, y'all do music together, just everything. So I just think that's dope. Maybe we can collab on that one day.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always are. We are always down to work. Like always. Like I mean, it's just so much. You'll be surprised at how many like ideas we just have in the cut to make. But like it's we trying to split up our time and where we need to split it up at that like moment. Like right now I'm working on a joint book collab, but that's under wraps. Y'all just got an exclusive. I can't even tell you with who or nothing, but like it's just so much going on that we have to just line our ducks up in a row,
Hmm.
prioritize them.
So I learned a lot about you, and everyone who's watching, they learned a lot too. What is Boi Toy 2.0?
Whew. You know what's crazy? I was just telling Young, it's Boy Toy in her prime. um, Boy Toy 2.0. I mean, expect more. Expect bigger things. Expect bigger outcomes. Um, expect bigger challenges. Um, just expect everything big.
We wrapping it up. We getting to the end. So I wanted to ask you because earlier I told you I was trying to figure out a word that best describes you,
Mm-hmm.
and I came up with two, which was a triple threat. What is a word that you would say that describes you yourself?
One word. What's a word that means everything? I'm everything.
Everything.
Everything. Cause I don't have one word that can just describe me. It's too many.
Um, well, I had the word too. Sky's the dang. It was a word I have for you. It's perfect. I'll write it in there. It's a young girl right now. She's watching this, and we're a guy. It be either or. They young. They where you was at when you was 19. One is 19 and one is 30, and they feel like giving up. One feel like giving up, and one is going into their career, which is doing the same thing that you're doing. What would you give the 19-year-old as far as advice, and what would you give that 30-year-old that just feel like, I don't know, it's just nothing is working for me? Maybe I should just go and work at a factory.
To the 19-year-old, don't stop doing you. Don't let other people dictate how you move in your life, because you got one life. So live it how you want to live it, no matter how that may be, because nobody got to live that life but you. To the 30-year-old, continue to do what makes you happy. Don't give up just because times get tough. You just got to keep pushing. I think those was good.
Is it like a famous quote that you use, or that you like live by?
I have one. It's one of my favorite ones. Be you, because the world would adjust, and if not, fuck them.
Anything else that you would like to leave to people? Something you may be working on, or?
First of all, make sure y'all follow me on all social media platforms at Latoy_Boi Toy. That's LATOY_BOITOY. Make sure y'all visit my website. That's www.playtimewithboytoy.com. And make sure y'all stream Young Shine and Boi Toy's new EP, Up the EP. I mean, it's fire. It's one of them joints that you can play over and over again. It's literally like a summertime classic. It dropped right on time. And make sure y'all stream our new collab that we have with Matlock on the Track called Link Up. You can find those on all social media my bad. You can find those on all music streaming platforms. But that's everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Boi Toy, it was great interview today.
Thank you.
I appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. See y'all.
Please make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell if you enjoyed this video.